Hi. I had AirPods. I gave them to my brother actually because I think the wire ones are a lot better. Who agrees? Who agrees? Does anybody think they're better? I haven't really met anyone. But I guess I've never really questioned it. The AirPods would just always slide out of my ear, and they were very uncomfortable. I don't even know what version they were. I don't even like I don't know. I feel like I call myself a boomer. Like if I always call myself a boomer. I just don't know what's going on. I think I have the iPhone 11, but I'm not sure. Don't mind me, just opening my soy sauce. Dude, I literally cut this little piece off and nothing's coming out. But anyways, hi. Today we're just gonna have a little talk, and hopefully these earphones do me justice. I'm sure they will because they're the best. It's been about a year since I last uploaded here on YouTube. So let me just address a couple things. I have no idea where this video is going. It might just be a life update. I don't want it to get too crazy. I could talk and talk, but I don't want to keep bringing up so many topics in one video because it's just going to be all over the place. So I think it's going to be a life update. We'll kind of see how it goes. So what was the last video? My last video was kind of like my final days of pregnancy. I did have a part 3, kind of cut it out where I was literally about to give birth. So kind of in my opinion, would be the most interesting part, right? I did record it and I did edit it and stuff. But it was kind of really personal. I'm still trying to open this soy sauce. I realized it was actually pretty personal. If I were to take out the parts where it wasn't so personal, it would just be a really lame video. So I just didn't upload it, and then I stopped recording and making new stuff. So that's what happened. What's changed from there? Obviously, I became a mother, which Stacy will actually not be coming on this video. I am also going through a divorce. And I also moved. A lot's changed, and that's what we're here to talk about today. There's no issues, Stacy's with her dad, and I actually have not had a break in a really long time, so I'm here, and it's kind of weird to be a little bit alone because I'm literally around Stacy 24/7. It kind of feels a little off. I'm still trying to open this soy sauce. I'm not gonna get it to open. Why don't I always try to use my teeth and I can't. I don't know what to do at this point. I promise you this is just a very hard pack to open because I promise you I can usually open them. It's just this one's giving me a hard time. So yeah, it's a little weird to be alone. It's different. I seem pretty calm now. You know what? I'm just gonna leave this soy sauce for now. I'll eat this later. It's really rough. And once again, I seem very chill right now, but when she left, which it wasn't even the first time that she left, it just breaks my heart. From my experience, it never gets easier. And so when she leaves, I just I get very sad. But, there's not really much I can do. I can't keep her forever, so it'll be okay. I just first day's always rough. I feel like no one can really understand me because I don't really have friends that, go through that, and that's not their fault, obviously. It's just that it's very hard to relate to people, and it's very hard for someone to understand what's going on, how it feels, and all that. But all right, I'm telling you, this is gonna be all over the place. But so yeah, I became a mom. That's been very life-changing. All these events that have gone on within this year, life-changing, and it feels like they all hit me at once. Like the hardest obstacles, they all came, and they teamed up, and they came for me. I haven't watched my previous videos. I I hate doing that because I don't know. But Janice from the last videos, she's literally dead. I've changed completely. You know, my morals are still the same and all that, but you know, she's dead. She's just dead. And that's not a bad thing. It's just I've been rebirthed. Like I was born all over again, and it really feels that way because of these experiences that I went through. I mean, it'll change anyone. It'll change anyone. One of these events will change anyone, let alone all of them. Where was I? Back to being a mother. That will change your life completely, obviously. And it changes your mindset. Kind of have to, because you know, it's not just you anymore. You have a whole other person, and you kind of don't really have time for yourself anymore. Which is why I'm here. I struggle with it now because I'm so used to her being around that it's just like, what do I do now? It's weird. It's so weird. But here I am, and actually this is one of the things I enjoy doing, so you know, I'm glad. And it's not a bad time. It's just mom life. It's a beautiful journey. I love her to death. Her birthday's coming up. I'm actually gonna take this week to, you know, really plan it, you know. So I gotta get busy. All right, so I became a mom. What's next? Going through a divorce. Divorces take a really long time, even when both parties agree and both parties are going through with it. It still takes a really long time. So I couldn't even imagine how long it'll take if someone's giving you a hard time about it, maybe disagreeing on things. I cannot even imagine, because this, even with agreeing and everything, it's still rough. And it's expensive. It's expensive. I feel like I'm stating the obvious, but also I feel like whoever's watching this probably doesn't know. Because I would not know. I definitely would not know what all of this is without having gone through it. Obviously, I did not know. So now I had to learn the hard way, you know, and here I am kind of talking about it. How it's affected me. Very expensive. I don't know anything that the papers talk about. I kind of get the gist, but it's like, let's say I understand what all the papers say. I'm just like, okay, what do I do? Like, I have all this information. What am I supposed to do with it? Am I supposed to reply? What do I reply with? And that's where the expensive part comes in. It's like, even though we agree on stuff and all that, it's still expensive because why did my light turn off? There's some paranormal stuff going on. And the truth is, it doesn't scare me. And I win. I win. They should be scared of me. Where was I? Yeah, that's where the expenses come in. And, you know, if you don't know what's going on, you kind of need to hire a lawyer. Which I haven't even hired a lawyer. I just kind of go and talk to a lawyer, and they kind of help me with the process. Very expensive. I think they get paid by the hour, but I literally went once and it was like $400. So, and I need to go again. So that's something else I'm getting done while Stacy is not here. With divorce comes heartbreak, not in a specific order. I was kind of heartbroken, you know, before the divorce, and you know, that's why it came down to it. Heartbreak is one of the worst things ever. Goddamn. It really is. Also, I was pregnant, going through heartbreak. I felt alone. It was not a fun time. Honestly, it feels like I was treated the worst when I was pregnant. And it's very traumatic. I feel that is the time where, you know, people should be kind to you and take care of you. And it was just literally the opposite. So it was really rough. And I know you didn't see it in the, final days of pregnancy. Oh my God. Because what the hell am I going to be, saying? You know what? I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it like this. Honestly, I didn't even know what was going on during those days, so I just pretended that everything was okay. And I just wanted to make my silly little videos and not think about it. I just wanted to get through. And so I know it seemed like I was okay. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't watched them. I'm sure I seem okay. And I did try to be okay, I tried. I'm still trying to open this soy sauce. I think I have scissors in here. I mean, if you thought I was fine, like, I don't blame you. I did look fine. And you just never know what people are going through. Because at times it feels like I'm the only one that's going through things. Because everyone else seems fine. But then, looking at it from the other perspective, everyone thinks I'm doing fine all the time too. And we all really make it seem that way, right? Like, I don't know if it would ever be possible for people to be straight up being like, I'm not having a good time. But it just seems that we all always have to pretend we're doing good and having a good time. I get it. It's personal stuff, It's very personal, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I've always been kind of an open book, and I guess people go to their families and stuff. I don't know what they do. And maybe they don't, need to share it online. That's why. I don't know. I can't really speak for people. But that is definitely... I also want to get into ASMR eating because that is just delicious. So this is my little transition, seeing how it goes a little. But I guess I feel like I don't really have people to turn to. I've always struggled with like my mental health. It's been a lot better, so I'm talking about it now. I'm not in that headspace anymore, but I've always struggled with it my whole life. And so I guess I feel comfortable talking about it now. I went to the mental hospital and I was there for like 2 weeks. Last and only time I've gone, and I just didn't tell anyone. I've just always kind of been that way. And I feel like everyone's that way, I think. I'm not sure. Where was I going with this? Point is, pregnancy was really rough because obviously it's already rough alone. Also beautiful, but rough. And then for things to be added on top of that, it was very rough. About 3 months later, I moved, and obviously I'm planning on getting a divorce. So it was a lot. Why did we get divorced? If you guys know me, I do not care. I do not care about saving people's images. But I guess it's kind of different when you have a kid with someone. They're kind of always going to be in your life. So it just feels like I can't really speak on it. Not that I care about protecting him, because I definitely do not. Definitely do not, especially people that don't deserve it. But, since we have a kid together, I just don't want to really open doors for her finding out through this video, someone else finding out through this video, and then telling her about it. It's not very likely to happen, but I'm just not gonna risk it. What if like one of her friends sees this 10,000 years from now? But God, I could make a whole separate video on all of that. Could this please be my career? Please. For protecting my family, which is, my daughter, I will not. And I guess all I can really say is, sometimes things don't work out. People aren't compatible. That alone will just not be a good relationship. So, yeah, I mean, we co-parent, and that's actually been pretty rough too, because it's not like a normal, I'm never gonna see you again. I still have to keep in contact and compromise, but it's okay. And I'm glad that he's still in Stacy's life, no matter what. The past is in the past, even though, it's kind of gonna stick with me forever. And that goes with anything, you know what I mean? But it's in the past, and all that really matters now is being good parents to our daughter. And I'm sure that we can do that. I'm sure we can both agree on that. I mean, I'm still going through the divorce right now currently, but, with that, I moved back home. That was crazy. A lot of my motivation to get married was to leave home. And I thought I was in love, so it kind of just worked out. I was also 17 at the time. Keep in mind when, that happened. Well, just turned 18, obviously, because... And once again, that old Janice, she's dead. The one actually from 1 year ago, she's dead. So let alone the 17-year-old, dead. Moving back was really rough, but it was the best option. My mental health, it's at its peak right now. Even with my life completely changing, it's actually hard to explain because it's like I've been really depressed. And I've always had, reasons to be depressed, but it's like I'm surprised that all of this struggle did not depress me. It was just kind of like, this is rough, but it wouldn't be like I can't move depressed. And I kind of don't have that option anymore too. So, I mean, I've been doing a lot better, and I'm constantly trying to improve, and I'm trying to understand myself. And it's been very helpful. I'm just my own best friend, Actually, I was kind of a little bit of my own worst enemy back in the day, not gonna lie. I've hit plenty of rock bottoms. I don't know plenty. I don't know why I said it like that. Plenty of rock bottoms, and that was one of them. But it didn't hit as much. I'm grateful, but I'm just kind of a little bit confused because, wow, that was something. I've been a lot better mentally, and I guess your mentality really affects your whole life because, trust me, I've been on both sides. When your mentality is not good, it's kind of hard to, do life. It's kind of hard. But when your mentality is doing good, it's just easier to get through life sometimes. I don't know if that makes sense. Being in a better headspace has made rough things not be so rough. It wasn't like give up. It was like, keep going, Janice. You have to push through this. God, am I all over the place? I hope I'm making sense. Oh my God. I remember I was so terrified of driving. And looking back, I know how crazy it sounds, but you just don't know what it's like until you're there. I was the one that went through it, and looking back, I'm just like, I don't know how I was so terrified. I know why, and I remember how I felt, but it's just like, I can't believe it was that bad. I cannot believe it myself. It took me a while. I had to practice a lot. I almost crashed again. It was bad. I forgot that, if there's no green arrow, that kind of means wait until the other cars pass to turn. So I almost died. I did crash a little bit, but it was just like little dents in my car, and it didn't affect anyone else's car or anything like that, because it would just be like little things. But I would break down. I wasn't even driving fast. I was just kind of reversing, and then I'd like hit something and I was just done. I was like, I can't do it. I already was terrified of driving. So like those little things, like they just pushed me over the edge, and I gave up and I cried. But you know what? I tried the next day, and that's the only way I got through. Driven like 20 minutes on the freeway, yeah, which was actually for emergency, so I kind of had no choice. But it's just crazy to think about. It's so crazy. And so I guess this is just gonna be a little life update. Or why though? I tried to make it not sound like a therapist appointment. So I hope it didn't come off that way, but if it did, well, it's too late. I like talking about myself. And I feel like I can't really talk like this, obviously, when I'm out. I'm not gonna go hang out with my friends and then be like, oh my god, let me talk to you for an hour just about me though. I'm just gonna make these little things. If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. So I don't feel bad. I passed my driver's license. I'm going back to school now. It's complicated. Life's crazy. Don't know what I'm going through, but I just keep on going through changes. I'm gonna listen to that song later. I hope you enjoyed my ASMR today. Life is rough. It will always be rough. We just gotta get through. And Oliver Tree once said, which this actually is really inspiring to me in my case, because it oftentimes this is true for me. And so it's like, even if you're alone, you can help yourself. Because I feel alone, and I'm the only one that can help myself. So that's enough. All right, I'll go now. Hopefully I continue these because I like making them, but I just kind of have some free time right now, so that's why I'm up to it. But we'll see how it goes. Hold on. This is one of Stacy's toys. I didn't know these toys were so popular. Like, I would just kind of see them everywhere, and then eventually I was like, I gotta get this toy because I'm playing with it every time. But apparently many people want this toy, and I highly recommend it. It's a great toy. All right, bye.